Welcome back to iHeart Crypto. So, let's just take a look at some things here. I went out and got Market Cipher, which I'm very, very, very excited about. Really, really cool indicator right down here. We have Market Cipher B. And we're just going to go over a couple of things here on the longer term time frame, shorter term time frames, and just talk crypto for a little bit before I go on my trip to Boston for the weekend. It's been a little while since I made a video. I've been working really, really hard landscaping, trying to earn a little extra money to DCA into basically Ethereum. And, I wish I'll talk about it in a little bit. But, all right, let's just go over a couple of things here. So, as you can see, we are in a very clear downtrend on the weekly on Bitcoin. And what we're looking for maybe this week is a green Heikin-Ashi candle. Maybe we get a little pump up right around here. Maybe we get a reversal candle this week. We pump up and come back up. Maybe around $25,000, maybe $26,000. That's more likely what I'm thinking about, because let's just take a look at Market Cipher here. We're printing a green dot on the weekly. So these green dots normally show up. We had one show up here in December of 2018. And if we look back, that would mark the bottom of the bear market in 2018. But, I was looking at a chart, the BLX, and this has a lot more price history than any other chart for Bitcoin that we have. So, in 2018, we printed the green dot, and we got a bottom back in 2018, right? But now we have 2014, and I'll try to make this visible. See if this works. There we go. So we got a green dot back here, right? That was our first green dot on the weekly, and we still dumped down, and our second green dot actually marked the bottom. And if we look at that price action, we did have a little pump up though. I mean, you printed the green dot and you did pump up. You did have a nice little relief rally. I mean, this is relative to the price action back then, 35%, and if you come back over and you look at the price action now, right, if you take it from where we are now, let's say we do go up another 35% from where we are now. So we're sitting right here around 8. So 35%, that would put you right around, 26,000, 27,000. All right. And that kind of makes sense a little bit, looking at Traders Reality. Let's take a look over here. All right. You have a huge selling candle right here. Let's take a look at it on this one. All right, it is massive. So there's just a lot of liquidity right here in this range. Let's take a look at it on the Coinbase chart. Okay, so it would make sense to kind of retrace this candle a little bit, at least halfway, to 24,500 ish. Just to take back some of that liquidity. So I do see a bounce coming for Bitcoin. Now the question is the bottom in? Well, one thing is that I've been tracking this just downward channel, this massive downward channel. And, even if we do have a little bounce up here, there's still a lot of room over here to do whatever we want to do, maybe come back down. All right. And, when we look at Traders Reality on the weekly, we do have these vector candles down here sitting at around 16,800. Okay. Which we kind of came down and took. All right. And if you don't know about vector candles, it's basically like, the way I look at vector candles is like, there's a lot of volume on that candle, a lot of leverage going in, a lot of traders betting that the price is going to go up, and then the market makers bring it back down to humble them a little bit and all that good stuff. But we do have this vector candle right here sitting at around 13,500. All right, on the weekly. All right, but if we switch to the daily, all right, and we look left, all right, and we zoom in a little bit more, let's see what we can find. right? We are sitting right here for this vector candle, which we did come down and take, all right? Because we did come down all the way to about 17,000. So, if you look, some of these vectors were taken. Like, for example, this one was taken. See, we came back down, we took liquidity, and then moved back up. But this one right here on the daily, this one we have not taken. This was a huge day for Bitcoin. Look, what day was that? That was October 21st on 2020. All right. This vector candle, I think, is everything. I think this is the one that we're targeting before the big run up. Okay. So I do think we come down and take that vector candle now. I think there is one down here from the pandemic. Right here. There's a vector candle right there that can be taken. All right, it was not really fully taken. There's still a lot of liquidity right there. Actually, wait, it was taken right here. So we're looking pretty good. I don't think that Bitcoin is going to go below 10K, to be completely honest with you. In fact, if I were to guess the bottom, I would say the bottom would be right around here. All right. Yeah, this is the whole area right here. All right, you're gonna get a lot of support. Maybe you get a wick. You get a wick down to 9. You wick out all this right here. So, that could be your wick zone. In fact, we'll mark that on our Coinbase chart right here and try to drag that throughout. All right, because that's gonna be like sell the house, sell the kids, and buy Bitcoin. All right, that's like the wickage of the wick. In fact, you're probably not going to get that unless you have buy orders in. All right, let's just change this color and make it a little more. Let's make it pink. Yeah, like that. All right, that's like the danger zone right there. All right, so as far as buy levels go, if you wanted to buy here for a long-term hold, that's good. DCA is the way. But really, we're looking to do major dollar cost averaging in this zone over here. And if we're looking, if we do come up into these areas over here, let's see if anyone's in here. Anybody? Nobody. That's okay. If we do come up into these areas over here, all right, well, it's very likely we're going to roll back over and come down and then play around down here for a good amount of time. And I do suspect to be digging ourselves out of the bottom by 2023. Digging ourselves out of the bottom. I don't think that because of this downward channel, I just see us moving in this massive channel. This is everything, This is everything to me. It's long term, all right? So look, you got September here, and these are quarterlies. So if we're looking on the quarterly chart here, the 3-month chart, every candlestick I have in here is basically like your Q1, your Q2, all right? And look at these vector candles on a 3-month. You've taken half of this, but I mean, look at that. On the quarterly, right there, 10K. There's a vector candle right there. That's insane. I didn't even notice that. So just something else to be thinking about. Vector candle on the 2-week. I mean, eventually, here's the good news: is that if you're worried about crypto going back up, all right, everything it goes in waves. It's all gonna end up coming back up, just like it did over here. Now, will we make new all-time highs? That is yet to be seen because of the macro. But, I don't think that markets can go down forever, to be honest with you. All right? So, just something to be thinking about. I mean, the time to sell was up here, right, at about $45,000. So you printed that green dot on the weekly back in April, right? That was your time to sell. And if you did sell there, you could have bought back double the amount of Bitcoin. I mean, you sold 40. You could have bought another one down here at 20 and doubled your Bitcoin. That's basically how that works. So that's one of the reasons why I got Market Cipher, because I'm going to use it throughout. I got the lifetime plan. I'm going to use it throughout my whole life, and I'll play the long-term signals for sure, for sure. Right now, I do not have a ton of crypto, to be honest with you. I mean, I have $1,000 worth of crypto here, and it's all in ETH, and I'm working my way up to 1 Ethereum. That's what I'm starting with. I'm going to start with 1 Ethereum, and then I'm going to dollar cost average into altcoins, probably come the new school year when I start working in September. So I'm going to work my way up to 1 Ethereum, and I do want to trade, but I'm not. I've been. One thing about trading in me is I use really, really high leverage, and that's not the way to do it. Just to do it. So I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about it. I got wrecked trading yesterday. So absolutely wrecked because of this. I'll show you what went on here yesterday. Yesterday. I mean, what do we have going on here? Let me take off traders. Well, no, leave it on. So yesterday, what do we have going on here? All right, I made some excellent trades up in here. I did short all the way up in here. I shorted a Uniswap, actually. We came down. I took some profits, and I once we broke this trend line right here, right, and this is a very important trend line. Let's make this a little thicker. All right, because one thing is let's just take a look at Bitcoin on like the medium term time frames. All right, what do we got here? We have two things that I see. All right, one thing here is we have kind of a bear flag. All right, this is I got hits here, here. That's what I got. But some people are talking about it being an ascending triangle, where you have this like, oh, that's a terrible line. But here, let me use a horizontal line, where you have basically just a horizontal line of support right here. All right, I mean, this is what they're looking at. They're looking at it as like an ascending triangle. Like, okay, like I can kind of see that, where you have your line here, and then you're coming up here, right? Your ascending triangle. All right, I can see that. But really, this kind of looks more like a bear flag to me. So maybe we come up, we tap 22, maybe we get that pump up to 24, right? We take some of this liquidity over here, because there are just some massive vector candles just chilling up in here, and like they were never even taken at all. I mean, if you zoom into the lower time frames and you come on over, I mean, there are just people who just jumped into shorts. God knows what the leverage was, right? They jumped in here, they broke, they came up, we took it, we came down, boom. Like, this was never taken. Right? So, I mean, that's sitting right there at about 26,500. That one's sitting here at about 24,700. So, in my opinion, all right, we do not get higher than that, all right? And in the lower time frame you go, the more liquidity that you can actually see, that was not taken, which will give you a little more accurate of where the bounce will come back down. Okay, so in my opinion, right here, this would be this red line. This red line is everything. That's why I have it marked off, I suppose. All right, so let's make that a little thicker, because that's very, very, very important. Okay, so that's my level. So, and that's actually a down slope of resistance drawn from these two wicks over here. All right, I mean, in fact, let's make another red line. Okay, and let's just mark this off. All right, I mean, here's where your volume came in, right here. Right here, you'd want to come back up and take that, and that's a high. So all in this area right here. I'll just draw another box. How's that? This whole area. Alright, let's move this guy over. Because I do have a lot of boxes signifying like where the liquidity is. Alright. And I mean, it's all in that area. It's all in that area. But it's just another box for us to look at on where to throw a short in for the next couple months or whatever. And if I do throw a short in, I'll probably use really low leverage. I laugh because I'm like, will I use low leverage? We'll see. So, oh, what color is that? Yeah, let's do something like that. All right, so we do have these boxes up here of interest. All right, and let's denote. Well, the top of the box will be the top of the candle for Trader's Reality. I do love Trader's Reality. I mean, we're going to be coming all in this region right here. All in this region. I mean, probably maybe come back up, test the low. I mean, you're going to get major resistance off there, you know. We had this measured move here, which was from this triangle right here. We measure it from the breakdown. Boom. So I do expect some resistance right around there. My charts don't match up with some of these other guys' charts I see online. It's so weird. Like, they have different prices and stuff like that. I don't really get it. But I'm just going to stick to my TA. You know, I'm just going to stick to what I see on my charts. So, yeah. What else we got going on here? So, let's just take a look. Let's maybe clean up this chart here. All right. So, what do we got going on? Let's take off Trader's Reality. All right. And let's just take a look at what we got going on for Bitcoin on the medium-term time frames. All right. Let's use this chart. All right. So, here we got Bitcoin. All right. I mean, this is like, I mean, it's really, really simple, isn't it? It's like, we come up, we come down. We come up, we come down. We come up. That's basically the pattern. I mean, let's just keep it simple. All right. But, you know, if we're using Elliott wave, I don't know. I mean, here we go. You got, I think it would start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you come back down. You know, I mean, that's something else to think about, you know? I know that 5 waves is a thing. I don't know how Elliott wave works, to be honest with you. I'm not like this best TA guy ever, but let's just say, you know, that you do end up coming up here. I mean, this would be your trend line right here, about 22,700. Maybe you get up to 23,000, which would be your last local highs from over here. All right. So right here, right around here, you had a nice little pump up. There's a high right there. There's a bunch of highs up in this area right here. All right. So there's another range for you to be looking at. Ooh. All right. So looking at those things, I mean, one thing that could have signified this reversal for us on Market Cipher is your 4x strategy, 1, 2, 3, 4x's, and it means that you're gonna seller exhaustion and you're gonna have a little pump back up, just like over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you got a pump. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you got a pump. So just another pattern to be thinking about. All right, so you know it all depends on what's gonna happen up here. Now, looking at this now, the time frame. I know at the end of the month we do have some other things going on, so let's just extend this line here, because I do think that we're going to be needing till the end of the month. I know the end of the month there is a meeting or something like that. Let's see, FOMC meeting, right? Meeting schedule, July. All right, meeting calendar from the Fed. Let's see, July 26th and 27th. All right, so yeah, there's a meeting on the 26th and the 27th. So we're going to denote that as just another major event that people are talking about. All right, so let's throw it in here. I think I got something. There we go. What do we want to use? A call out? A balloon? Let's use a call out. So on the 27th here, What time would that be? Probably the meeting is in the afternoon sometime. Let's just do it right here. All right, we got the FOMC meeting. All right, something to be conscious of. All right. So, what does price action do in that time? Well, I mean, let's take a look at Market Cipher. Let's see what Market Cipher is telling us. All right. On the hourly, you are thick into the money, right? Look at that hourly money flow. You're coming up quite a bit, and you kind of stay up in here for a little bit. So look on the hourly over here. You know, you came up, you just started to come up right around here, right? That was like the beginnings of it, right around there, and you did shoot up, right? So maybe we get a nice move right up there. I mean, that would make sense on the hourly, right? Let's take a look at the 4 hour. 4 hour, you have a money flow crossover into the green. Looks like you were oscillating a little bit around, but you are in the green. VWAP kind of coming down a little bit. Could come down to the 0 line. Let's see if it's come down to the 0 line and bounce. It seems to dip into the 0 line quite a bit and then come back up. So you might be getting a little bit of a pullback here on the higher term time frames. Let's see. 6 hour money flow crossover into the green. All right. You know, and one thing when I'm looking at these indicators, right? So let's just go back in history here. So, you know, this is the 6 hour. You know, you have this nice curve, right? So, you know, you're coming up, right, like that, right? And you know, how long did that take? You know, you know what though? It looks a little bit different. Let's be honest. Let's just be honest. It just looks different. It's just not the same. You know, these are real thick, you know? That's real thick coming off of a big dump. And then you stayed in the green, then you pop back up just a little bit. So I think that this time maybe you come back into the green a little bit more. You know, let's take a look at the daily. Now the daily is crazy to me. I mean, the daily looks super bullish, I'll be honest. Because, you know, one thing is that, you know, when we started all this dumping, right? You had a lot of momentum here. Tons of momentum down there, right? And here's your 60 line. Well, tons of momentum, right? And now you're kind of coming back up. You've kind of, you know, you're making higher lows on your money flow on the daily. And your VWAP is turned up. You have a green dot. Your momentums are triggering, you know? So you might get a little peak out here, right? Just a peak out right up to there. Get a fake out to the top. Get everyone bullish, you know, screaming that it's going to go to 30K or whatever it is, and then get a little bit of a dump, you know? There just hasn't been that much trading in this range for too long. I mean, so, you know, from the initial dump, I guess, which was, I mean, we could count it from here, like the end of the dump. So June 18th, right? You've been here for almost a month, you know? Where here, you had this bear flag, all right? After your dump. Here's you were here for about a month, right? And then, but see, this one up here, you were here for like 3 months. All right, so timing. Who the hell knows? Who the hell knows, right? So, look, let's just face facts. Here on your VPVR, right? You went up past the point of control, all right, and you have a lot of resistance up in here, all right. In essence, I mean, everyone's expecting this. Here's what everyone is expecting. Everyone's expecting this, right? And then maybe a little bit of a fake out, and then we come back down, right? But there's going to be more trading in there. I just know it. You know, I just know that this thing is, it's not going to do what everyone thinks it's going to do. You know, maybe we come back down and test that and then go back up. I mean, this is also like a W pattern. That could bring you up, all right? But this is also an M pattern with a little bit of a, you know, liquidity grab maybe brings you back down. Look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know what the hell Bitcoin is going to do. I'm just showing you what we got going on. All right. So on the daily, though, you printed a green dot here. That did not play out. All right. You printed a green dot here. All right. That did play out pretty well. Now you're printing a green dot here, and oh, let's do this. And you have your VWAP coming up, all right? And I think that the more important thing to look at is the weekly. Of course, you want to look on the higher term time frames. VWAP on the weekly is just peaking up. So when was the last time the VWAP on the weekly peaked up like that? That we got a little bit of a relief rally. I think it was right here, all right? Your VWAP peaked up, and you had a nice little push up. So it's possible. It's absolutely possible. You know, one of my favorite coins is Quant, and I bought Quant at like $50 or something like that. I bought it way down here. I bought it at like $50, and it pumped up, and I sold it at 70 because I was like, oh, there's no way. I sold it like right around these bottom resistances right here. I was like, oh, there's no way, and it pumped up. So I'm really pissed. So I'm waiting for a pullback in Quant. I'm sure that I'll get one. This thing is looking real bullish, but I don't think it goes above 150. You know, if we do come back down, so I might FOMO back into Quant. I don't know, pissing me off, really pissing me off. Let's take a look at Quant on the lower term time. Hey, you're getting a red. These aren't playing out, by the way. Look at this. There was one back here. It didn't even do anything. Let's take a look at on the 4 hour. Look, there you go. There's your 4 dot. Boom. 4x strategy, and then boom, you're off to the races. So if you know, right here, I bought Quant on this pullback over here. I was like, oh, I got to get some Quant. I sold it. Shouldn't have sold it. But I mean, hell, whatever. So let's just take a look at some other things on Bitcoin. I mean, you getting a blue triangle, which is a trend reversal, right? And a green dot usually marks like your tops. So I mean, you got one here, right? Which is like this one right here, right? So, and then you still have a little pump up. So I mean, we are going into the weekend, so you know, God knows what's going to be happening. But I mean, who knows? Let's take a look at the Fear and Greed Index while we're here. Fear and Greed Index at a 15, but we just pumped. How is that possible? Let's take a look at the bubbles. What's going on the bubbles? Quant's going down a little bit. That's good. Let's take a look on the daily. On the daily, Rune, Arweave. These are some of our favorites, man. We need some more money. Yeah, Quant up 64% on the week. Holy mackerel. Man, I sold Quant too early. Big mistakes. So you gotta, you know what? You just gotta buy and hold, and you gotta buy and hold for like 4 years. Wait for these things to 4 or 5x before you start trading them. You know what I mean? Like short-term trading is just not working out. Bitcoin hitting $21,000 right now. ETH with a pump. Looks like we're pumping up. Here we go. Look at this trend. This is great. Getting some nice movement here right before market open. Hitting 21,000. Let's see what we got going on the 2 hour. 2 hour. Looks like we're getting a nice pump. We're coming. Does this thing want to go straight up? You know? What I would say is that 4 hour, I mean, your Stokes are high. Things are high. I mean, this thing is not going to pump straight to the moon. I bet you it just is, you know, and then kind of comes back down. And then maybe we get like another fake out up here. I don't know. But, yeah, let's take a look at Market Cipher. Market Cipher momentum, still got momentum to the upside here. I mean, your momentum over here, right, went all the way up to 98. You know, that was a lot of momentum. You know, So momentum on the 4-hour still has room to run. The RSI still has room to run. All right. Yeah, you're looking good for a good pump. You're looking good. And you got that green dot on the daily. That's the other thing. That's the other thing. Now, ETH is another story, man. ETH, it has this line right here. It's coming up. It's looking like it wants to break out hardcore. Like hardcore. Like ETH looks like bullish as hell. You know, this was an ascending triangle. It broke down. I mean, I don't. Can you even call this a fake out? I mean, that was, you know, nasty. But here's your W. You break that neckline, you're off to the races. You know, you'd want to see from the W though is the back test. You'd want to see the back test. I would like to see them back test this line and then go. That's, you know, I would say, I don't know. It should be interesting. Should be interesting to watch. Pumping. So I have $7. I'm looking to flip or to double. Now, do I put in a cheeky long here? It looks like I'm gonna miss it. No one wants to buy pumps. Maybe for the sake of the video. Look at these blood diamonds that are just not playing out. This thing is pumping. It wants to pump way up. Wants to pump way up. I mean, your 15-minute, you barely even tested your 15-minute EMA. Your 50 EMA on the 15-minute. I mean, this is not where you put in a long, just saying. But with Bitcoin and that green dot, anything can happen. This is like, you don't, if you miss the trade, you miss the trade. There is no trade sometimes. Like, this would just be gambling. And I'm not into gambling. When you see a trade, you take it. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah. You're looking like you're coming up on some resistances here. Coming up to that channel right there. Now you break that. I mean, this is in essence a rising channel or a rising wedge on the 15-minute. You know, yeah, more like a rising channel. You'd want to short right there. I don't know if it's gonna come up that much. See, it's starting to come down a little bit. Let's see if it pumps up. Maybe I'll throw in a cheeky short. A cheeky one. A scalp. Oh, missing it. It's moving so fast. This thing moves so fast. No. Let's see if we got any divergence on the 15-minute. Yeah, you got bearish divergence hardcore on the 15-minute. This would not be a bad short. Kind of missing it though. You got bearish divergences all over this. How about on the 1 hour? Bearish divergence on the 1 hour too. Oh yeah, you're missing. You never know what's gonna happen. You never know what's gonna happen. Yeah. It's coming up a little bit. Will it pump? Want to do a live trade? Let's do a live trade. We'll do a quick live trade. On Ether. Log in. I have $7. Let's double it. Let's double this $7 if I can get the trade in. Oh, I'm missing it. ETH. Oh, I have $5. I completely missed it. I'm just gonna get nope. Okay, good. Oh, I just missed it. And now we're back in the mid range. It's all right. It's all right. Yeah. Well, yeah, we missed it. Don't worry about it. It's all right. See, we're gonna pump back up here. We're probably gonna go sideways, or God knows. Actually, it's coming back up. It's just taking out all the people that just jumped in. So you wait for it to come back up. You might be able to get short it back down to the range. And from there, if you were to short from here, yeah, you could double your money on 100x. See what I'm saying? I use like 100x. So, let's see. Let's throw it in. Let's see how we do. We pumped up enough. There we go. Now, we just did a little of this, a little of this, and that's it. Hopefully we come out with $10. That's all we can hope for. Short it back down. We're shorting this. We want to short it back down to the range. Let's turn this $5 into something, shall we? So here, we got support right around here. So hopefully we come back down into this range right here. About 1200. And let's see what our take profit is. Yeah, 1227. That works. That works for me. Alright, so let's keep an eye on that. I mean, hopefully we don't get stopped out. Alright. Hopefully it comes back down into the little mid-range right here. The bottom of the range. We kind of shorted the little top of the range here. Let's see that on the 15-minute. See how things are going. Money flow. Geez, not looking good for the shorts. It really is not looking good for the shorts. Money flow coming down on the 7-minute. I really don't see anything that says to do a trade at the moment. I really don't. But yeah, you'd want to... See, I'm hoping for something like this. See, we came up, then we'll kick around in here for a little bit. Hopefully we come back down, and then we bounce up. That would be dope. Make a little bit of a gain. Little bit. 1227. Basically this line right here. Down 10% in my trade. Naturally. Live trading online. On the live. On the live. Let's see how it goes. I'm just trying to double this money. If we can double it to 5 to 10 and then 10 to 20 and 20 to 40, I gotta double this thing like 9 times. So we're just trying to look for high probability trades, pullbacks, whatever. You know, that was the short right there. That would have been dope. But I really wasn't charting. Really wasn't charting. Anything in the news today? Anything in the news? On Decrypt. 3 Hours Capital liquidators more to secure the company's Singapore assets. Ethereum devs pencil in September date for merge. Interesting. So, Ethereum merge event has a new launch date after network developers laid out a fresh timeline for testnets and updates. Members of the Ethereum community have set their sights on the new date for the blockchain long-awaited merge. Come September 19, the network is expected to merge from its current state of proof-of-work blockchain to the energy-efficient proof-of-stake network. The merge timeline isn't final, but it's extremely exciting to see it come together. Tweeted Beacon Chain community manager. This regard Please regard this as a planning timeline and look out for these official announcements. So, the merge, let's see, the Beacon blockchain currently running parallel to the proof of work based mainnet is launched in December 2020, marking the beginning of the multi-stage upgrade. The merge event planned for September will effectively move Ethereum activity over to the Beacon chain. All right, so September. All right, September's good. I can do September. You know, we got our ETH locked up. Locked up. So yeah, let's see what else is going on here. How's the trade doing? Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. This is a terrible trade. We're looking good on the 1 minute. Come back down, baby. Make me my $5. See, here's the thing, is that once you can trade 100x leverage with $5, because it's $5, you might lose, what, 50 cents? You know what I mean? In your trade. But, like, if I double this money, then you'd want to go down in leverage. Like, because you got to protect your capital. And lower leverage will definitely protect your capital. Yeah. You know, but, like, looking at this, I mean, look at money flow is just... It just doesn't look good. Doesn't look good for the short. Money flow is coming up. Where's my... There it is. 3 minute actually looks pretty good for a short. Right? You got momentum. You got a red dot on the 5 minute. You've come up. You've come down. Let's see what the pattern's looking like. So, you know, you've come up and you've come down. Let's see. Something more similar like this. You've been thick in the money. Thick in the money. None of these bearish signals are working out on this trend. Just for reference. Right? Just for reference. Let's see what the DXY is doing. DXY dipping, not good for the short. Could be correcting though. I mean, you're hitting your EMA on the 2 hour. That's good. You're below it on the 1 hour. On the 4 hour, you might be correcting towards it. Thing is mooning. Mooning. Look at that. Look at that on the weekly. It's looking crazy. I mean, things bullish. Thing is mother trucking bullish. I mean, next stop 120. That's basically what you're looking at. You know, kind of coming up into here. You know, we're gonna test those highs. Maybe some people would be calling double tops and crap. You know, February 2025. See, that's not gonna work. As far as like this trend line goes. See, I expect to hit this trend line and get some resistance here. And that would work out in November. I mean, maybe. 9 a.m. I'm not ready to get off yet. How's the short doing? Stopped out. Go figure. Now we have less money. See, but we lost 20 cents. You know what I mean? So, I don't know that I would be shorting at the moment. Although it looks good right now. I don't know how I got stopped out. I didn't see price really come up. See, if you're going to risk, you got to, you know. What happened to all my money? Oh, it's frozen. There it is. See, 450. I don't know. I don't trust shorting at all at the moment. I really don't. I mean, it seems feasible, considering we've pumped so much. Alright, so this time, we be prepared to lose 75%. Oh, we're definitely losing this trade. You're definitely losing this trade. 100% losing. There it goes. Buy money. This is why I'm glad I'm only working with $5. Buy. Now we're down to 2. It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible. I give up. I give up on trading. Just dollar cost average. Just dollar cost average, people. That's the only way. But look at the monthly. So here's something interesting. Let's look at the monthly. So, on the monthly, you're at your 55 EMA. Let's take a look at the monthly here on the BLX, because that's where you get the most data. Alright, there you go. So, on your monthly, right there, your 50 EMA that you're going to get resistance on is right around $24,000. So, very likely that you don't come up past that. You're going to come up and test that, and then continue back down. Down here to all this stuff over here. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, man. So, I'm sorry I'm making this a boring video. Just kind of enamored by the charts. I'm in awe that I'm like the worst leverage trader of all time. Absolutely the worst. Look at this thing ended up pumping up. Look at this. Ridiculous. You expect it to come back down now. It's not how it works. It's not how it works. I mean, what was our clue? What was our clue to say, oh my god, we know, how dumb can you be? I mean, money flow coming up on the 3-minute. You know what I mean? You're in the green. Your VWAP is coming down on the 5-minute, but look at curve back up. Fig out. Green dot on the 5-minute. Done. Unbelievable. These market makers, man. They really know how to take your money. They really know how to take your money. Oh, the short is on. Short that. Nope. Pump it. Pump it. Basically, it's if you're shorting, like just stop shorting. Just stop shorting the market. It's not working. Now is not the time to short. Now is the time to long. You don't long that though. You don't long that. See, if we had long there, it's a 50-50 shot, right? You long here, you're not really going to double your money, though. That was the goal. Double the money and get out. You could short this. I mean, essentially, you know, if you're playing the range here, you know, but this thing, you're getting close to market open, and they like to send price up when market opens. You know, you get a stop hunt. So you might get a stop hunt down below. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, that's me in a nutshell. There's not much else to talk about today. Obviously, I'm not the best TA person in the world, but you know, you can take a look at my indicators. You know, I'm using Market Cipher. You can see them. You know, I think that we come up and we're gonna test this right here today. We're gonna pump up to about 22,300. Maybe come up over the weekend. Test this. Get a little fake out. That would be dope. This is your short right here. This is why I have this. This is the short. That's the short. It's so funny how fast Bitcoin moves when it's bullish versus when it's bearish. Look at how long this takes. Like, I don't know. In terms of days, I mean, this took a lot of time. And then boom, we shot up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a week. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4 days down, and we're 3 days up now. You know, one more day, 4th day if we come up, and then maybe dribble around up here, come back down. I don't know. Who knows? Who the F knows? Who the F knows? Let's just be... I really have no idea how to trade this sideways movement. I really don't. I mean, 3 hour, 3 hour, 3 hour money flow is deep in the red. So we could be turning back up on money flow here. But see, now here's the crazy thing. Is like you get your 3 hour, right? Your 3 hours coming down, but your 6 hour is curving up. Like, I just don't understand how that works. I really don't understand how that works. You know? But 8 hour, you know, things are turning up on the higher term time frames. I mean, things don't look... It looks like it has room here. 12 hour... You could get that money through a flow crossover. 12 hour looks bullish as fuck. Let's look at the trigger waves. You know? Boom, boom, boom. Coming up. You know? And then we made a little one here, a little one there. We make a bigger one here. Get above the 60 line. Get a big, big move. It's possible. It's possible. Anyway, who knows where it's going to go in the short term. I say, you know, I'm buying when I can. I'm buying when I can. Just keep DCing. I want to collect 1 ETH, start there. And once I have 1 ETH, I'll collect a few other coins. And maybe I'll get like 2 grand in before the end of the year or whatever. It'll be something like that. You know, I guess. You know, try to get 2 grand into crypto. Yeah, there's no other way. I mean, you could try to leverage trade, but obviously it's not working out. You know, I mean, the best thing to do is to try to short that. I mean, I think you're gonna get. I think that the squeeze is on. The squeeze is on, and it's time for shorts to get wrecked. It's just the summer of longs here. You know, July 15th. I mean, look. In fact, I don't know if it's any significance, but like when I go back and I look at, you know, the dump from, look at that, July, what was it, 25th? July 20th, we had a massive pump last year. You know, this was your relief rally. Your relief rally came all the way until November. I mean, do we get a little mini one, maybe? A little mini relief rally? And then go back down? Who knows? But look at that gap. That's a massive gap. You can gap that up real quick. You know? Get in your longs now, peeps. You know, who knows? Who knows? Anyway. I don't think that this video was helpful at all. What I would say is, in the short term, I mean, what do we... Honestly, I'm getting so many mixed signals here, I wouldn't know what to do. There's no time frame here that's going to tell me, you know, the higher term time frames, you know, usually give you a good clue, but look at, you know, 5-day, weekly, we just haven't been in the red as long as I would want to be in the red. You know? Like, we were in the red down here. Where's the bottom? This is how I measured it last time. We crossed down into the red. I thought I had a line drawn, but okay, let's see. Everything is different though. Every time is going to be different. But you know, as soon as you crossed into the red on the weekly, you kind of you should understand, like, that you're going to be there. So like, all right, let's see when we crossed. We crossed here October 22nd, right? October 22nd. We crossed here, right, into the red. I mean, not the same, but we stayed there for how long? Like, or before we turned back up. 105 days, right? About, right? Crossing before money flow started to turn back up. About 105 days. Right. Let's just do that one more time. About 100 days. Okay, 100 days. So, let's see where we're at here. That's hard to see. Hold on. "91 days. Interesting. Oh, I'm frozen. Alright, I'm gonna go. Alright, guys. I'll see you later. Peace out.